For the inequalities parallel question number 4, it is the part B of question number 3. So we're still talking about Asa and his $450 GameStop gift card. So we will take the inequality that we wrote in part A for question 3, and we are going to solve it now to figure out the maximum number of games that Asa can buy. So my inequality was 18G plus 199. Remember, that was because it's $18 times how many games he buys, plus the $199 for the gaming system. And that money amount has to be less than or equal to the $450 that he has on his gift card. So my first step, I draw the line down at the inequality symbol. Then I find my variable, which is the G. And remember, I'm still trying to cancel out everything around the variable to isolate the G, to get the variable alone. First, I cancel out the number that is by itself, that's furthest away from the variable. And to cancel out a positive 199, I will have to use a negative 199. You could also say you're subtracting 199. This is 0. And I bring down my 18G. Then I simplify this side. 450 minus 199 is 251. And when I subtract, I never change my inequality symbol, so I keep my inequality symbol the same. Now I know that I'm not finished because G isn't by itself yet. I always recommend that when you have the number right beside the variable, that you might want to put the multiplication dot in there to remind you that that is multiplication, and so you have to cancel it out by dividing. Since that is times 18, we will divide by 18. Whatever we do to one side, we do to the other, so we need to divide both sides by 18. The 18s cancel out, because 18 divided by 18 is 1, but we don't need 1G, so we just bring down the G. I am dividing by a positive number, so my inequality symbol does not change. My inequality symbol stays the same. And then on the right side, I need to simplify this by actually working it out. So 251 divided by 18, and then I get a pretty ugly decimal. I get 13.94 repeating. So the number of games he can buy has to be less than or equal to 13.94 games. But we have to do a little logical thinking next. It says, what's the maximum number of games that he can buy? So games is less than, so he has to buy less than 13.94. You cannot buy a partial game. If you go to GameStop and you say, I would like to buy 0.94 of a video game, they'll just laugh at you and say no. And he has to buy less than this. So we could not round that up to 14 because 14 would be bigger than 13.94, and it has to be smaller. So he wouldn't have enough money for 14. So the most amount of video games that he can purchase is 13. So he could buy 13 or less video games.